this far we are very happy because as we are going out, tukiona huko nje, watoto wetu wana walikuwa wana hiyo order, the bad smell, walikuwa na macho mekundu, walikuwa wachafu. Now I can see something has changed. How can it be that somebody somewhere decides to take us back where we have come from? Apana. No, this thing must stop. And I will not stop because of a budget. I believe that we can raise this money ourselves. Even the young people. I saw you raising money to be able to do what you needed to do. I would like you to raise money. And each one of you take one of your young people and change their minds. Let them start walking in the path that is righteous. I saw the MCs, the real ones. The ones who are advocating for the right things. I saw them. They were supporting each other. They were loving each other. And they wanted to speak in a mature way and to dialogue with the nation. And to tell people there is a need for us not to be corrupt, right? You wanted us to be responsible and accountable. I would also return to them and tell them, you need to be accountable to your brothers and sisters who are in the streets and the vulnerable populations. It is possible for you young people to be able to mentor one another. Kama vile nchi imesema hawataki second lady yawe na budget. Na ni sawa. Lakini kazi ya wavulana sitawacha. That is a vision I have. It is a passion I have for the boy child. I cannot stop because I started even before I was in the office. And I believe you and I can be able to make it. And I'm asking the church today, open your doors to our children. Let them come into the churches, feed them, clothe them, mentor them, disciple them, and make sure wako sawa.
But if a decision has been made without my knowledge that the war on illicit brews should come to an end and people should sell illicit brews, I want to disassociate myself from that decision because I am not part of it. And I cannot be part of such a decision. I cannot be part of such a decision because I know what is good for the people. And I believe that President William Ruto is not aware of that decision. But some people are using his name to damage his reputation and standing before the people of Kenya. And I want to ask officers in government, we are just struggling to recover from the debacle of the finance bill. Why do you want to start another war with the people of Kenya? Saa hii ndio tunang'ang'ana kubembeleza wa Kenya watulie kwa sababu ya makasiriko ya mambo ya finance bill. Sasa tena mnataka kutangazia serikali vita ingine na wamama na wazazi kwa mambo ya pombe haramu. Sasa nyinyi ni rais mnasaidia ama ni kumwangusha? Hao watu ni rais wanasaidia ama ni kumwangusha? I can't believe it. You know, I can't believe it that a government that I serve as deputy president, some people can stop the war on illicit brews and allow bars to sell poison to our children. It's unbelievable. This issue of drug and substance abuse. I sat down with President William Ruto, my boss, and we agreed that there was a problem, and a big problem. And the president asked me to lead the war against drug and substance abuse. And among the regions that were very affected was the Mount Kenya region. We were losing an entire generation in another 10 years. And the president asked me to lead the war, and the matter went all the way to the cabinet. and we agreed what we must do. And I put together a multi-agency team under my leadership, and we have made substantial progress. And our children are back to work. And we shut down all bars that were selling illicit brews. And people have been very happy. So when I started hearing last week that some people want to interfere with that work, one, I heard that our local member of parliament has directed the security officers in Karatina, purporting on orders from above to reopen our bars. One, a member of parliament cannot instruct security officers. And if the security officers in this region are taking instructions from a member of parliament, we shall discipline them. But to my shock, I came last night. This morning, as I was walking around in the village, I came face to face with what I knew a year ago. I found some young men at 6 a.m. in the trenches drunk, which means some bars have been reopened. Let me say this. One, I've never missed a single cabinet meeting, so there is no decision that has been made by the cabinet to stop the war against illicit brew. Number two, the last meeting I chaired 10 days ago, we are on course. Let me say this because it's important that I say so. One of the most successful intervention that has made people very happy in this country and in this region with the government of President William Ruto was a war against illicit brew. Anybody stopping that war or undermining it is setting the president and the government against the people. And if you people at the interior think that you want to interfere with this very successful program, so that maybe you undermine the deputy president because he's the one who has been leading this war, you are effectively undermining President William Ruto and his administration. And let me say, Mr. President, if you allow overzealous officers at Harambee House with a political scheme to interfere with this war against illicit brew, those people, those officers will set you up against the people. Nao watu watakosanisha rais na wananchi. True or false? Nyinyi mkifikiria mna siasa mnacheza hapo. Ati kwa sababu hii program regarding Gachagua ndio anaongoza, amepata umaarufu, ati mfungue zile vilabu zilikuwa zinauza pombe baya, ndio watoto waanze kukufa, mtakuwa mnamhujumu na kumkosea Rais William Ruto na serikali yake. I want to say and I want to advise nikiwa hapa kanisani. The popularity or otherwise of our administration will depend on the interference or non-interference with the war against illicit brews. These people, the women our children, parents have been very happy with the government. Kwa sababu watoto wetu walikuwa wanapotea. Nyinyi mkikaa hapo, mtumie wabunge ambao wamepotea njia. Ati mfugue vilabu zile zilikuwa zinauza pombe baya ya kuua watoto. Watoto waanze kulala kwa mitaro. Watoto waanze kukufa kwa pombe. Mutakuwa mumemkosea rais. And the political damage you do to the president and the government will not be repaired. If the deputy president regarding Gachagua is a problem, let somebody else lead this war on illicit brew so that they can continue. So that we save our next generation. But you cannot destroy an entire generation because probably you want to undermine one person. He's just a single person. How do you sacrifice an entire generation, a whole population, because you have a scheme against a leader? And the problem of that leader, being truthful and listening to the ground. Mimi hakuna makosa ingine nimefanya hata moja, ni hiyo tu. Kusema tusikize nini? Yeah, that's all. Let's listen to the people. So let's be careful. Let's overzealous public servants not undermine the president and the government before the people of Kenya. Let us be careful. Let us think about the people. The people of Kenya do not want poisonous alcohol. They do not want illicit brews. Why are you forcing them to take poison and illicit brews?